Welcome to INKOnversation, the podcast that fuels your entrepreneur spirit, brought to you by INKOmoko. We deliver thought-provoking conversations with industry leaders, game changers, and unsung heroes, all making an impact in their communities and shaping the future of business. Let's grow together and transform the world, one business at a time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Akanyana Sharon, and I'm the founder and managing director at Ishyo Foods. We are a dairy and food processing company, and we produce high-quality fruit jams and fruit yogurts here in Rwanda. Ingrid, it's a pleasure to host you in this conversation today. Kindly share more about yourself and your role within BK Foundation and the overall vision of the foundation.
Hello, Sharon. It's a pleasure to speak to you today. My name is Ingrid Karangwayire. I am the Executive Secretary for BK Foundation. BK Foundation was born from BK Group. BK Group is a financial holding, of course, with the Bank of Kigali at the main core, but also with 4 other subsidiaries, of which I am the 4th one, as the philanthropic arm of the group. We exist to provide grant funding to organizations to ensure that those organizations achieve measurable impact for the betterment of the people of the country of Rwanda. And our vision is more of a marriage of what the group's vision is and actually the vision of the country. So when you look at the Bank of Kigali Group vision, we are looking at transforming lives, the lives of our stakeholders by offering state-of-the-art financial services. But also when you look at the vision of Rwanda, which we look at building Rwanda as a prosperous and welcoming nation, we believe in the power of education, power of innovation, and actually conserving our environment so that we can reduce our carbon footprint in the future and actually now. And so that's really what the foundation is all about, and that's my role at the foundation.
Thank you very much, Ingrid. Would you take us through a bit on what motivated the focus on education, innovation, and environmental conservation?
Yes, sure. Thinking about it, education really, we went with the thought that our country, Rwanda, is looking at becoming a knowledge-based economy. And that requires building skills for the workforce so that we can compete both regionally and internationally. And really, we believe that education plays a huge, huge role in that. And our education components looks at how do we support children go through school, how do we make sure that we are providing financial literacy so that we can have youth and young people who make effective and informed and well-informed decisions when it comes to their finances. And so when we thought about innovation, it was the thought of seeing how the fintech industry is moving. And so at the core of it, we believe that technology brings everything. In the next few years, technology is it, and we are going all towards it. And so we didn't want to stay behind. But also mainly on the foundation, we said, how do we leverage the support that we get from the other subsidiaries of the foundation and be an enabler in the ecosystem when it comes to fintech, health tech, innovation, and entrepreneurs. And actually, I believe that BK Urumuri falls mainly into the innovative part of the foundation. And of course, when we speak of environment, Rwanda is really at the global frontier of environmental conservation, and we must continue to preserve that. So we believe that reducing our carbon footprint, us coming from a financial holding, we know the role of our clients when it comes to the environment. So what can we do from the foundation point of view to support them in reducing that and actually being climate resilient? Because the climate changes are happening every day. And so how do we better equip our clients? How better do we equip our communities in becoming climate resilient through the foundation? And so those were the motivations around focusing on those pillars for the foundation.
Thank you very much. That's very good. Now on entrepreneurship, since 2017, the annual Urumuri initiative in partnership with INKOmoko has powered tailored business advisory services and the provision of interest-free loans worth 184.5 million Rwandan francs to entrepreneurs like myself in 2019. We got this interest-free loan, and it did a lot towards the development of our company. So why was establishing this initiative important, and how does it, to you, connect the broader vision of the foundation?
We believe that the majority of our customers really tend to come from SMEs. And so how best do we position a foundation or even a bank? Because BK Urumuri really is an inheritance that we received from our sister company, the Bank of Kigali. And really, the reason why Bank of Kigali decided to launch in partnership with INKOmoko and they work towards BK Urumuri was to give a platform to SMEs, small businesses that necessarily don't have the backup to give a collateral to banks to be able to access financing. And so we said, how about a challenge that not only puts them in a competitive space, but also provides them a sort of incubation that supports them for 6 months, where they will work into the finances, into their core product and core business and idea. And then beyond it, how do we make sure that they access financing without giving them any burden of saying they need to have a collateral and etc. And so the product came about, Bank of Kigali in partnership with INKOmoko, where they started providing interest-free loans to SMEs that had gone through a whole vetting competition through INKOmoko. And so that's how the idea was set, to say, what can we do to support SMEs, even though they are our clients, but some of them don't necessarily have the collateral to put in place? How can they access financing and give them an interest-free loan and give back to the community as well? Because once you build them, you know for the future you will have clients. And so when the foundation was born, we inherited it. Very glad to have inherited it, because it's one of the best programs that I see that has a huge potential. And we are currently looking for more solutions to put in place so that more SMEs can benefit from BK Urumuri as well in the future.
How do you envision the future of entrepreneurship and social innovation in Rwanda? And what role exactly do you see the BK Foundation playing in shaping that future?
I think we have a huge role to play. Coming from the fact that we are a youthful population, I think the government has really supported us in putting a lot of system enablers that really supports innovators, entrepreneurs. When you think of innovation, there's Kigali Innovation City that is on the rise. When you look at the cooperation that the government does with international bodies, you can think of the Norskin. There is a lot of systems that have been put in place for startups, for SMEs, so they can expand. So I believe that the entrepreneurship sector is going to boom and is actually going to keep booming. And also the role that we play mainly is to say, how do we help startups and SMEs? For startups, we want to see them really become bankable. So how can we leverage from the fact that we are born from financial holding and help them do that? How do we put SMEs through an incubation so they can grow, and then in 2 years or 3, they come back and they say, okay, from the interest-free loan I received, I now need an accounted loan. And that's when you see a startup becoming a whole SME and a whole bankable venture. And so that's why we see the future of entrepreneurship becoming, and it's going to boom, and it's going to keep booming. I'm really excited about it.
Thank you. Happy Women's Day to you, Ingrid.
Hey, happy Women's Day. Look at us.
Happy Women's Day to all of us and everyone listening on this podcast. Especially this year's International Women's Day theme is Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. BK Group consistently is innovating its products and services to empower women. One past example, particularly being Zamuka Mugore program, a financial product that enabled seamless access to credit for women entrepreneurs. So can you share some other specific initiatives or partnerships your organization or group has supported to promote investing in women?
Yes. Okay. So as you said, really, the group really keeps innovating in terms of products that we put on the market for clients, but also mainly through the foundation, the work that we do to support women entrepreneurs, but also women who are around all our programs. Specifically now, when it comes to the financial sector, you've mentioned Zamuka Mugore, which was a great product at the bank. And the product used to provide women close to 5 million in unsecured loans. But now we've actually made it even better. So now the bank provides, through one of the products that we have called Women Banking. And I will invite every woman that hasn't heard of it, especially those that are in business, please come and visit us. They are seated at Chic Building in downtown, Chic Building where the SMEs are seated, the Bank of Kigali is. As for women banking, they will show you, you have your own space. What the women banking does, it gives you up to 15 million collateral-free unsecured loans towards your working capital. And so this is for you to go and pull up your stock again, close the gaps that you have in your businesses. And it's such a beautiful product that we've seen it starting to pick up. It's something that we really want to see give more of a bigger portfolio to women entrepreneurs in Rwanda. across that, at the foundation, of course, our core initiatives are all targeting inclusivity and making sure that women are represented through all our programs. And that goes across as a cross-cutting for all the subsidiaries of the group.
Great initiatives for women entrepreneurs. And I'm sure, we should consider using them and visiting the offices that you talked about in Chic.
Also, Sharon, maybe before I even close on that one, and very exciting, this year specifically for BK Urumuri, we are going to focus on women entrepreneurs. And that's really us saying in partnership with INKOmoko that we do believe in women entrepreneurs. We've seen what it has done in the past. And now the bank and the group, we are all more intentional about it. We said from the foundation point of view, let's also do something and give more access to women entrepreneurs so they can either tap into the interest-free loan, but also connect them to the unsecured loans that are available for them through BK Group and the bank.
Great. Thank you. How do you and fellow leaders within the organization leadership contribute to fostering an inclusive corporate culture that empowers women to thrive and advance in their careers?
Ooh, that's a nice one. So, Sharon, guess what? At BK Group, starting with the top leadership, we have women representation. It's always a great thing to enter into a board meeting and there's like 3 women, 2 women. You know, it feels good because you're starting to see that, yes, in the financial sector, the women do. And inevitably, when you look at all the CEOs across majority of the banks, they're all women. So it actually gives you a feel that, yes, we also take ownership of it. And beyond that, we have 4 subsidiaries at the group and 3 are women CEOs and 3 are men. So you can see equality that it works, you know? And so you can imagine that the decisions that are cascaded down as we downstream them, we include the gender capacity and building for women. And so we have increased our maternity leave from 3 months to 4 months. So that's a huge step for any mother that just gave birth to go on a 4-month maternity leave without receiving any call. Time for you to be with your child. And beyond that, when you come back to work, guess what? There is a maternal space that has been created where a woman can go and breastfeed. And Bank of Kigali is pretty much across all the country, different branches across all the districts. As one of the missions from the bank angle, they've really put efforts in, is to be sure that in each new branch that opens, there is a mother's room that allows a woman to, if they need to breastfeed and they live near the work, they don't need to go home. The child can come to them at work. A space where there is a fridge where mothers can pump and keep the milk for the children in the fridge and be safe. And so it's initiatives such as those and hiring more girls to come into the financial sector. We have, I think the ratio right now, it's not 50-50 in terms of employment, women versus men, but we are at the peak. We are above 48, I would say, % in terms of women employment across the group. It shows there is a willingness. No, women, we are able. So we should be given the chance and we should put our skills to work. And I loved so much what the president was saying earlier on, where he said, it's your right. And so it's our right. We should claim our space. And that's what we encourage also the young women in our teams and across all the group.
Indeed, great initiatives that BK has for women and to encourage women and to just have them be more productive. I mean, those maternal privileges that you give to your employees. Right now, I want to be an employee for BK. Why not? So those are great strides.
Well, I think the financial sector is really embracing motherhood and what it looks like. And the fact that we now have even the flexibility of working from home. And it's also something that Bank of Kigali has created for employees. So if you need to work from home, you should work from home. Technology has allowed it to us. And so it's also a benefit for mothers. And so, yes, please join us, but also pass at, the woman backing space in Chicks.
Definitely on my calendar next week. Transforming lives in Rwanda is central to the work of the foundation. I started Ishyo Foods through my passion for cooking, and now we are a processing plant that processes yogurts, like I told you, and handles post-harvest losses through processing jams. What does transformation mean to you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, I'll say that, I think transformation is, as the executive secretary of a foundation, it means really keeping up with the dynamic social landscapes and making sure that we do not stay behind. And as you just mentioned, you really started as processing just yogurts, but now you've grown and you're also thinking of beyond that, post-harvest losses. How do you tackle it? And so you're remaining relevant. And I believe that's actually what we see transformation mimic. We have to remain relevant. We have to keep up with the times, making sure that the partners that we have, the grantees that we have at the foundation are also keeping up with the time. If technology has to be a tool that is going to be used over a period of time, well, guess what? All my beneficiaries that come to see me, I need to include it in their ideas. See how do we leverage on what we have and make sure that we don't stay behind with the world that is moving so fast. And I love Rwanda because Rwanda challenges you as a person. Rwanda, if you do not wake up and say, today, I am going to make sure that I achieve something and I keep pushing, oh my God, you're going to stay behind. And so transformation really looks at how do we remain relevant on this market? How do we make sure that our beneficiaries, our partners, our stakeholders see that we are pushing as much as we can and stay on top of things? If it means innovative ideas, if it means challenging the norm, let's do it, and let's remain relevant and make sure that we have an impactful force for positive change in the communities that we serve.
Thank you very much, Ingrid. It was an honor being with you on this program today. And again, Happy Women's Day and a Happy Women's Day and week to everyone listening in today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for hosting us. Thank you to INKOmoko podcast. I've really enjoyed this interview, Sharon.
At INKOmoko, we're dedicated to empowering entrepreneurs across Africa with the tools, resources, and knowledge they need to flourish in today's competitive business landscape. Now we're bringing that passion to this podcast, taking you on a journey through inspiring stories from around the globe.